Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about lessons I learned losing over 100 pounds two different times in my life. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you'll be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would appreciate it so much. All right, so when I say this, some people are going to be like, "Oh, if you regained weight, then that's a problem. What did you do wrong?" It's like I got really sick, and I got depressed while bedridden, pretty much. So I went from being pretty fit, pretty jacked guy. We're talking like squatting and deadlifting 600 plus, to being sick. So just an FYI, yeah, I regained a lot of weight. I was like maybe 215, and I ballooned up to like 300, but I lost all my muscle while doing it. So I gained over 100 pounds of fat. But the first time I weighed approximately 320. Very young man, obviously early 20s. When I really got serious about fitness. So keep in mind I'm 48 now. And I got fit, and like I said, approximately 320 because I was terrified to weigh myself. But I basically switch flipped, so how did I lose that original weight? I didn't even do it necessarily through the smartest ways. It was just sheer determination, right? I realized, well, maybe I should do cardio or exercise. Like I wasn't even lifting weights. And I did point out I did know a little about lifting weights. I had one time got a personal trainer for a short time, but it was not something I took seriously. So I started running, right? And as you can imagine, at over 300 pounds and out of shape, that first run was not very far. I got 100 yards before I was on the ground panting. But I was a young man, so we got away with this. But so I just started running, and then what did I do for a diet? I had no clue what I was doing. So this is interesting to me, and a lot of people do struggle with this, and I identify with the struggle, but at the same time I don't, because it wasn't a half-hearted effort. It was a case of a complete lifestyle change, and it was me realizing I have to do something. Okay. And so then when people do say, hey, I want to lose weight or get in shape, I'm like, well, then you need to take it serious. Because if you really do, you will find a way. And so I did. And this is the thing I would point out to people. You have to just basically draw a line in the sand and say, I'm never going to be fat. I'm not going to be fat. All right? I cannot live like this. So it was a dramatic lifestyle change. I realized I had to cut out everything that was garbage. Like that was it. I threw away all the soda, all the junk food. I just got rid of it. Didn't try to do any silly nonsense. Let's count our macro. Let's work it. I had no concept I even needed to count calories. Okay, so this is what fascinates me when they want to tell obese people to, let's just track macros and still work your treats in. Yeah, no, that's not what I did. I cut out all the junk, all of it, every last bit of it. And I'm not saying I didn't eat a few things that might have been hoping they were healthy. We always tried a bunch of new stuff, but generally I said, okay, what's healthy to eat? And I didn't even differentiate between healthy versus, calories. And I didn't have to at that point, not to lose over 100 pounds. And so pretty much what I did, I lived on meat, fruits, and vegetables. Okay, I'm like, those are healthy, right? So I made lots of meat salads. I ate lots of vegetables, just tons of vegetables. Always, if I needed a snack, just get a piece of fruit, right? We ate tons of fruit. If I was hungry, eat a peach or two, eat an apple or two. Just eat some fruit. Eat some strawberries, in between my meals. So I snacked on fruit. And I lived on meat and vegetables for main meals. So it's really what I ate. I'm just like, just get a big pile, make a big salad, eat a steak or some chicken breast and some salad. Big pile of steak and broccoli, or make a big chicken salad or a steak salad. And so I would put, sirloin steak, flank steak, chicken breast, grilled a lot, barbecued a lot. I ate a lot of leaner meats. A lot of leaner meats, a lot of vegetables. And then if I was hungry and had a sweet tooth, we snacked on fruit. And I ran. And I got down to 170 pounds by running. I used to run 5 miles every morning. Okay. And that's all I had to do. That's literally it. We got up and ran before the sun was up every day, no matter what, before work, before school, whatever else is going on. Because I did both at the time. Okay. And then I discovered weightlifting. All right. Second go around, I had a lot more muscle, even though I had been stuck in bed. I'd been stuck in bed for about 10 months. I had a doctor tell me to quit working out. I didn't work out for almost 3 years of any type, really. And then I just built myself back up. So it was easier. I lost the weight way easier the second time. Because by then I knew stuff like I used to just do a lot of intermittent fasting. I messed with different diet approaches. I did mess with some keto, low carb approaches, higher carb approaches, just all very, very high fiber carbs. So I used different approaches. I used a lot of fasting. I started walking. I managed to get a hold of a family member purchased me. I asked them if they would because I was still sick and rebuilding myself. They bought me a set. Like they bought me a little rack and a really cheap 300-pound barbell set. And I acquired a few things here and there, just kind of trained from home and walked every day. But I ate a lot better, and the weight came off really fast. So by then I knew more. I had previously been a lifter. I'd already squatted and deadlifted 600 pounds. I knew how to train at that point. But I started with a little bit of stuff that I could do. And I didn't even have the rack at first. I literally just had a barbell. So I had to really learn to walk again. Just walk. Started doing weight stuff. I got a chin up bar. Started doing chin ups, and that's pretty much what I did, and that worked, guys. So then I got back into shape, and then of course, the rest is kind of history. We documented the last bit of the losing weight originally with the first YouTube, right? I started doing YouTube in 2012 during this rebuilding process. But the thing is, the difference I learned there is I learned the first time with just sheer grit, you can lose 150 pounds. You don't have to know anything special about diet or exercise. You just have to get out and do tons and tons of work. And you just have to cut literally all the garbage out of your diet. If you do that, you'll lose 100 pounds. And that's just a fact. The second one was a more targeted effort where I utilized, more fasted cardio, lifting weights again. And it was actually much, much easier. Like I didn't feel like I was dying running, myself into the ground, right? But I also did it coming out of some health issues. Yet I was still more successful with it. So again, I would point out to people, even your health issues are not going to stop you. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.